Maturity has nothing to do with age, but with how you react, understand, and process the world around you. According to neuroscience and psychology, maturing is literally reprogramming your brain to better deal with emotions, losses, and choices. Today, you will discover 10 signs of maturity explained by the science of the mind, and you may realize that maturing is more about growing on the inside than on the outside. 1. You learn to pause before reacting. The prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for decision-making, matures slowly until around the age of 25. When you start thinking before responding instead of reacting impulsively, it's a sign that your brain is working in harmony with your reason. It's the moment when emotion ceases to be the engine and becomes the fuel. 2. You understand that not everything needs to be said. Maturity brings emotional self-regulation. Psychology shows that emotionally mature people can recognize the urge to say something and choose silence instead. They understand that not every truth needs to be spoken, and that peace is worth more than ego. 3. You accept what you cannot control. According to cognitive behavioral therapy, one of the greatest signs of maturity is acceptance. When the brain understands that resisting the inevitable causes suffering, there is a reduction in activity in the amygdala, the region linked to anxiety. Acceptance means freeing yourself from the illusion of control. 4. You understand your emotions instead of blaming yourself for feeling them. Neuroscience calls this emotional metacognition, the ability to observe what you feel without getting lost in it. Mature people don't deny anger, sadness, or fear. They welcome these emotions, understanding that each one carries an important message about themselves. 5. You choose healthy relationships. Emotional maturity causes the brain to reject dysfunctional bonds. You stop romanticizing those who hurt you and start prioritizing bonds that bring you peace. Psychology calls this secure attachment, a balanced way of relating to others without dependence or fear. 6. You understand that time is a finite resource. Research in neuropsychology shows that mature people have greater temporal awareness. They understand that time is limited and therefore choose more wisely where to invest their energy. The focus shifts from having it all to living well with what really matters. 7. You seek to understand, not to win. Cognitive maturity makes you exchange the desire to be right for the desire to understand. This comes from the activation of the anterior cingulate cortex, an area linked to empathy and conflict resolution. The result? Fewer fights, more connection. 8. Take responsibility for your own choices. Psychological maturity manifests itself when you stop blaming others, the government, your childhood, the past, and start acting within what you can change. Neuroscience shows that this behavior activates the circuits of autonomy and dopamine, generating real satisfaction with progress. 9. You understand that growing up hurts. Human development psychology describes the pain of maturing as symbolic mourning. It is mourning for what you leave behind: people, beliefs, old versions of yourself. But this pain is a sign that the brain is reconstructing meanings, and that is evolution. 10. You find peace in simplicity. Over time, the brain's reward system changes. What once gave you immediate pleasure, status validation, achievements, loses its power, and what brings pleasure now is tranquility, consistency, and purpose. That's what maturity is, when silence is worth more than noise. Maturing is an invisible journey. It is the process of teaching the brain to be calmer, the heart to be lighter, and the gaze to be more compassionate. It is not about being perfect, it is about being whole, and every conscious choice is a step in that direction. If this content has added value to your life in any way, please help us by leaving your like and subscription so you can show us that we are doing a good job. See you soon.